How far would you go to protect a secret? How far would you go to get everything you have ever wanted? At what point would you say enough is enough? When a Hollywood star, a reclusive one at that, decides to do a tell all autobiography, you have to wonder why she picks a nobody journalist to tell all her secrets to. Secrets that will change everything you thought you knew. Because the tea she is spilling will leave your head spinning. Join us in stepping into the golden age of Hollywood, the glitz, the glam, and the dark side of Tinseltown, and how Evelyn Hugo, the woman who's married more times than we've had hot dinners, kept the biggest secret hidden in plain sight for decades. Everybody, I want you to welcome JC.
Hi.
I'm so excited because we have been friends for a long time. You're my
God, like
favorite book
14
person.
years.
Yeah, and you're my favorite book person, and you're the one that introduced me to Taylor Jenkins Reid.
I did with Daisy Jones, which
Yeah,
we
I
will
was
get to
Stacey.
next month, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. And I think you lent me a copy of Evelyn Hugo in the first place to
Is that
entice
what
me to
happened to my
read.
other copy?
No, I gave you your copy back. I gave you
All
your
right.
copy back because Mike had to buy me a copy, and then we gave
I
you
had
yours.
to buy a new copy
Did you
to do this
really?
podcast. Yeah.
Oh shit!
It's fine. I I could have just listened to the audio because I have that too. I'm a psycho. But I
Okay,
wanted
so
to be able to quote myself.
yeah, but what do you prefer? Do you prefer reading or listening
In general or with this book?
with this book?
Um, listening. It was it had different not like a full voice cast, but different people voicing different parts of the book, and I loved it. I've listened to it more than once. I think I've only physically read it twice, counting to get ready for this. So
Nice.
yeah.
And we are very similar in the way that we like to do our reading and how we collect our thoughts, but we have quite different opinions on this book. And I'm really excited to share this with everybody.
It's gonna
Now,
be fun.
obviously, Evelyn had seven husbands. And yes, that's a massive part of the book for me. But I actually really don't feel like her husbands are really even the main source, right? Like,
They're
what do you
not.
think? No, what do you think is like the key message from this book for you?
I don't know, probably just to be yourself, honestly. Like, if the world doesn't like you for who you are, then you are sitting in the wrong world. Like,
What?
why right? Like, I don't wanna change myself to fit into somebody else's mold. I like being me, and if you don't like me for being me, you're not somebody I need in my corner, you know?
No. Like, as we said in the beginning of this episode, like, when is enough enough? Like, why would you put this is a question I want to ask you. Would you put fame and fortune over being your authentic self?
No.
No.
Well, I would like to think no. Obviously, I've never been in that position, and I probably never will find myself in that position, but as me right now, 35 years old, the life I'm living, no, I don't think I would put, fame as the, like, end all be all of my life.
Okay, so why do you think Evelyn made that decision?
Because she came from nothing. What was well, I've got a note on that here. She was 15 when she married her first husband. Her mom was dead. Her dad was a piece of shit, who she was worried was either gonna beat her up or can I say that on a podcast? Like touch her inappropriately, assault her that way. Like she wasn't safe where she was, so she left. And her mom, I think she drew a lot of that from her mom too, because her mom always wanted to be famous, and she wanted to do that for her mom. So
Right. But at what point would you say, I've done that now. I'm gonna live my life. You know what I mean? Because she acted for decades, right?
she did, yeah, well into her 50s.
Yeah. And she started in her like she was
She
Was
was
she
like
19?
18,
Yeah, 18,
18 or
19. So
19,
that's
yeah.
a long time. At what point would you have said, "Hey, I did what I set out to do. I have enough money to live on for the rest of my life comfortably. Now I can just go and be
I
me."
don't know. I think for somebody like Evelyn Hugo, though, who has built her entire life on being this other person, I don't think she knew herself well at all. She was
Oh.
who the producers made her from a very young age. They changed her hair, they changed her name.
Mm,
When she mentions at one point even, um, I don't remember, was it Louisa? Who was um, her maid or whatever later, she was speaking Spanish, and she didn't know that Evelyn spoke it, and Evelyn's like, "That's my fault because nobody knows, I don't talk about it." So,
yeah,
like, she was a product of what they made her.
right. So do you think
That's
that's
like
one I was gonna say, do you
no, go
think
ahead.
that's one of the reasons why she didn't know who she was, so she just kept doing what she did know?
Probably, she knew how to be an actor. I don't think there was very much in her life that was real, except for maybe, like, her friendship with Harry Cameron. That was real. The love she had for her daughter, that was real. Probably, spoiler alert for people who haven't read it, but her relationship with Celia, that was very real to her, even if she screwed it up every single time she had a chance to. But I don't think she knew anything else about herself other than how to use her body and make money.
Yeah. She basically whored herself out to Hollywood, and I think that's really indicative of the time back then too, because she was working in a world where misogyny reigned. She probably didn't
Mhm.
get paid anywhere near as much as her male counterparts, and she probably had twice the amount of talent, and that's quite disgusting. And that was something I wanted to ask you. Have you ever dealt with misogyny in the workplace? Like, have you
I
ever
was an
felt you went
electrician for years, so yes.
so you understand that, right? So you must understand that she probably maybe had something to prove there as well,
Oh, for sure,
right?
for sure. There's definitely an air of like a chip on the shoulder.
Yeah. Well, because I was looking at it and I'm like, I've had to deal with that. I don't remember I don't remember if you remember this, but I was working for a cleaning place in the sales department where we were selling contracts for cleaning, like people going in to clean. And I was
Mhm.
hired at the same time as this guy. I have more sales experience and marketing experience, and he got paid 6 grand more a year than I did.
Ugh.
Yeah, and then my boss had the audacity to turn around and tell me that I wasn't dressing sexy enough to entice clients to buy, and I'm like, "That's funny because 'cause I'm pretty sure the fat fuck you pay more next door to me can come in wearing whatever the fuck he likes, don't say a word about it." Yeah. So I was like, because
Ugh.
I was looking at it from her perspective, and I'm like, she works in a business where men always get paid more. They're always worth more. Because even the, fuck, was it Sunset
Yeah,
Pictures?
Sunset.
Is
Yep,
they
with Ari
they
Sullivan.
yeah, they were more interested in Don Adler than they were in her. He was the money maker. He
Mhm.
was the one that put bums in seats, and I'm like,
He's also the one that put bruises on bodies, so I don't get
"Yes.
that one. Ooh,
Yeah, I don't either, but, yeah." But that's I don't get Hollywood, period. I
yeah,
really don't. But it
I
was
don't
really
either.
interesting. But I had another question. So, we have sections in the book with Sub Rosa, and I almost call it a tabloid because it doesn't seem like a real newspaper to me.
I
But
feel like
this
it was a tabloid, and it's its own
yeah,
character. I loved it.
you know what, I did too, but it went back and forth on, like, "We don't like you. We love you. We don't like you. We love you." And I
Mhm.
wondered how much of that was actually, like, the studio paying for them to say what they wanted them to say. How much was it
Oh,
like, it seems so parasitic. You know what I mean? Like, it was a
mhm.
leech, and it was leeching off of these people's lives,
Yep.
and I think that's really, really dangerous, and I understood the game that Evelyn was playing with what she was doing to protect her secret. But at the same time, it feels like it's so easy for famous people and rich people to get away with doing stuff behind the scenes because they can spin whatever they want to put whatever story they want out there. Like,
That's true.
how Harry died, right? They made it say that he had an aneurysm, and that's not what
It's the
happened.
worst part of the book. I hate that part of the book every single time I've read it or listened to it. that's just kind of where it goes off the rails for me a little bit.
For me, it's like she managed to convince all these people to lie because money does that.
Mhm. Just she's
And
Evelyn
that
Hugo.
yeah, well, it's not just Evelyn Hugo. I think that's just people with money or celebrity power, period. And the driver right here is like, "Well, I wanna be an actor." And she's like,
She's like,
"Okay,
"Okay."
is that really what you want?" And then she gets him a job. She calls up Don and is like, "Hey, do me this favor." He's like, "Okay."
Yeah,
And
because
I'm
they're
like,
pals now.
I'm like, "Oh my fucking god." And you know what I thought was really funny was that that guy obviously knew what happened, obviously must have had some kind of a career because he never fucking told anybody, did he?
You mean Nick?
Yeah, the
Nick and
one
Evan?
that she got the job for.
Yeah, Nick. His name was
Th
Nick. It
yeah,
goes on to say in the book that he goes on to do great things in
yeah,
Hollywood.
but
So
that's
yeah,
what I mean.
he
But if he had failed, I bet he would have sold that fucking story, wouldn't he?
mhm, probably. They didn't have any kind of MBA or something.
Was that even a oh, yeah, I guess it would have been a thing back then because she had to sign one, didn't she?
She did.
About
Yeah,
Don, yeah.
after the divorce with John. You get the house, you get to keep all the money you had, but you don't get to talk about anything, and he gets to, tell the story that he's the broken-hearted husband
Now
that Evelyn left.
now there was a part where Ruby's like, "Why didn't you tell me?" And she's like, "Well, you were cheating with him, like, what did you want me to tell you?" And she's like, "Not about that." And I'm like, "Why wouldn't Evelyn just say they made me sign a contract?" Because she didn't tell her that, did she?
No, she didn't. On one hand, I think she doesn't owe Ruby Riley anything, and on the other, like, as a woman, I would wanna know. So, I don't know. But also, Evelyn Hugo is a selfish, self-serving character, so I'm really not surprised. I don't think Ruby would have believed her. So,
No, actually, you know what? I actually agree with that. Now you really didn't like her this read through, did you?
I didn't.
Okay, what specifically rubbed you the wrong way?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm married now. Like, I got married in the summer, right? But just, like, the the transactional, callous way she treats a marriage, it just
Oh,
really rubs me the wrong way. Like, I've been with Rob, we've been together for over, like, 11 years now, but, like, I don't think I could put myself in the situation to throw something away like that, And just, like, I don't know. I'm a romantic, I guess, because I believe in love, and I don't really see the point in marrying to get ahead, and that's all she did. Each of these husbands, with the exception of, like, no, none of them. I don't none of them.
okay, so is that the only thing that bothered you then is that she used marriage for convenience instead of for love?
I think that's part of it. Absolutely, that's part of it, and I don't know what it is, honestly, about this read through. I just think she sucks. Like,
It you know
I
what?
I get doing what you have to do to get ahead, looking out for number 1, all of that we all hear all the time, but, like, at some point, enough's enough. Like, and I do understand it is part of the time that they were in. It was like the 50s. Like, LGBTQ rights were not a thing, at least
It
not
was
really.
illegal. It was illegal.
Exactly. Like, so that I get it. I get it. But, like, wow. If you love this woman and you want to be with this woman, you want to spend your life with this woman, it just came down to what was more important for her, fame or love. And I think she picked wrong.
It's interesting because the first time I read the book, I 100% agree with it. This read through, I got a different feel about it. Like, I know that she married the first guy and you kind of felt he was a bit pedophile-ish because she said, "I was 15." He had to have
Yeah,
known.
Ernie Diaz was in his 20s and they signed off on it. She was 15. And her
Well
dad's like, yeah, sure.
well, because to marry, you have to have parental consent over 16. So I think that he had said that she was 18, but she's already admitted to being a liar. Like, you look all the way through what she does, I don't think he did know. She had big boobs, she was tall, she
Yeah,
like, I think that there's a very good chance that this guy is just he doesn't
stupid.
sound particularly, like, smart, right? Not like he's, like, this highly intelligent person was like, "Oh, I know I'm marrying a young girl, look at me, guy." Her dad basically said that she was that age and signed the paperwork. Would you I don't know, like, I don't feel like he was a pervert like that, but I also understand that she did that because she wanted a better life and she had to get
He needed
away
to get
from
out of
him.
Hell's Kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah. And I kind of understand. Part of me did that when I was, young too, like, I went
Yeah.
with an older man because I didn't feel great being at home, and I ended up in a bad situation that I didn't get out of. She managed to move up. She got a little bit famous, so she had to get rid of him, and I think she really loved Don, and I think he really soured marriage for her. So after that, she's like, "What's the
Well,
point in marrying for fucking love when it beats me, it treats me like crap, and then the second that things get a little tough, all of a sudden he threw her away." I know she was gonna throw him away too because she needed to escape, but and then she wasn't allowed to talk about it. I think that would really sour me.
yeah, yeah, that's fair too.
So at that point, like, I know that you're married and you're really happy and everything, but my first marriage was so bad that the idea of remarrying, I would
Yeah.
rather not. You know what I mean? It's like I'm like I love my I call him my husband. We're not actually technically married, but we've been together over 10 years. But I'm like the idea of actually doing that kind of I was like, "Ooh." You know, it
That's
went
fair.
so bad for me the first time, right? So I kind of understand her a little bit.
Well,
I
I can see
get it.
that point too, but I don't again, I'm a romantic right now, and,
I know, I am too. I'm a hopeless romantic. But I watched how, like, her marriages progressed too, and I'm like, they both got something out of it. I like, I've gotta go remember the order now. So we had
it was Dawn, well, Ernie, and
Ernie,
then
John.
Dawn, and then Mick Riva,
Yeah. So
and
and
then
I
Rex North.
okay, so Mick, I know why she did that one, and I think that Mick was the kind of guy that it just kinda would've washed off his back, and technically they annulled it, so technically he wouldn't even be classed as her husband. So I kind of, like, wrote that one off. He's kind of a I don't know.
I just like that he's in there because he's also mentioned in 2 other books that we get to talk about later. So,
It's
that's
funny
kind of
because
fun.
it's funny because she's like 'cause she understood him so well that she convinced him that to sleep with her, they had to get married, so it become his idea,
Yeah.
gets her upstairs after, and she lays there, and because he was expecting, like, this wonderful, like, Evelyn Hugo experience, and she just laid there, he was like, "Oh, yeah, baby, I think we rushed things, bye."
Yeah. See you later.
I was laughing so fucking hard. I'm like, "Fuck, she really understood him as a person." Yes, she's a
Yeah.
big manipulator, and I don't much care for that, but I think that she's a product of her environment. I think all famous
100% is.
people yeah, all famous people are like that. You look at any of the famous people in like, even Harry, really, if you think about it. I love him, okay? Not saying anything
He's my
bad about
favorite of the husbands. I
I
don't
actually
I don't tolerate Harry Snyder, except for what he did at the end of the book, 'cause it's fucking awful.
but again, he made mistakes too, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Like, he made mistakes as well, and he also was famous, and he even told her, like, he was like, "I will protect you when it's a studio interest, but once the studio is not interested in you, we don't align anymore." So
Mhm.
and that's a Hollywood thing, and that's
Yeah.
his friend. That was his best friend, so I you can see what Hollywood does to these people. So I really don't think that this was if she hadn't have become famous, would she have ended up this way? That was another question I had for you. If she had just gone on to be a mother, you know, doing the 2.4 kids, stay-at-home mom thing, do you think that she would have been a manipulative douche canoe?
No.
No,
No, I don't. I
no.
don't. No. She's definitely a product of what started at Sunset, but what they made her to be.
Yeah, I blame Ari. I do.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted. He made her
Mhm.
into what he needed to fit into his scheme. But anyway, let's talk about Don.
Ew. Mm.
Yeah, he was the first time I read it through, I was like, I think he loved her. But I think his ego was so fragile that every time something, like, blipped on it, like, even just a baby bump, he had to take it out on somebody else because it was never his fault.
Mhm.
And I was like, "You are pathetic." And I know that in the book, they explain it later on that he was an alcoholic and they blame the drink. which maybe, okay, I can assume that maybe that played a part, but
Part of it.
I think it was a lot to do with the fact that his ego couldn't handle it. Because I think
Yeah.
that there was a part in the book too where she said that he hit her and he was sober, like, he was angry about something and he just hit her, so that wasn't an
The
alcohol
first
thing.
time he hit her, it was not an accident, but he was sober for that one, wasn't he?
So, yeah, that's
The
my
first time?
point. Yeah, so
But
I'm like,
yeah, they were on set, and he gave her, like, a black
"Yes."
eye, and then they were
Oh,
late for filming.
I thought he slapped her, he gave her a red
But
cheek.
yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was hard enough that they had to cover it up with makeup.
Yeah, exactly, so he was sober, so that didn't really that was one thing that did not sit well with me, that they tried to blame the alcohol for his abusiveness, because that obviously
Yeah.
does play a part, but I don't think that that was the actual reason. I
No,
just think that he
I think he was a nepo baby who didn't get loved enough as a child.
that's right, because he has famous parents, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was his parents were Hollywood royalty, it was expected that he would do it. So, like,
Right.
if he
You know
wasn't
what?
winning, he was losing. If he was losing, so was everyone else around him.
But I think that was more to do with the fact that he didn't have the talent, and it's funny because when they bring it up later when she does that movie with him and he's sober, and she's
The one
like
that they
and
did
he
with Max?
was that the one where, like, she's like they were to have sex? Like, almost have sex on
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
that's
that mo
when everything else falls apart again.
yeah. So, that one, and they're talking about how she's talking about how he's like, the acting was raw and real, and he's like you could tell that the acting was much better.
Mhm.
And I'm like, now if he'd have started his career that way, maybe he wouldn't have been abusive.
Maybe. He was also they said he was sober when they filmed that movie, right? Because
Yeah, but he must have been
that was
sober for more of them, but he
ma
was
I
using
think he
his
said he was only
charm.
sober for, like, less than a year or something.
Okay, because I know she
Damn
was
it, I
saying
should
that
have written that down.
she said that he was using his charm before to, like, to do less work. So rather than doing the work, he was using his charm to kinda, like, phone it in almost. Now, if he'd have just been a decent actor from the fucking beginning, I don't think he would have been this way. He wouldn't have been such a fragile little puss.
It's hard to say. It's honestly
It
hard
is
to
really
say.
hard.
But who would you fan cast to play Don in the movie
Okay, so I have
while we're
a
talking about him?
okay, let's see, who did I put? Oh, I put Scott Eastwood.
Really?
I think he's so fit. He can slap me around a little bit, be alright.
See, I put, Alexander Skarsgård.
See, I like him as well. He did cross my mind, but I wondered if he was too old. Like, isn't he
Yeah,
in
that's
his
the beauty of
50s?
a yeah, but he's pretty. Like, he doesn't look like he's that old,
Fucking pretty. He's so
right?
beautiful. He's so
Right?
beautiful. But I like Scott Eastwood, and he's got that kinda, like, old vibe because his dad's Clint Eastwood, right? And I'm like, well,
That's
he
true.
acted back in those days. Like, I could feel
I
that he could bring
yeah.
the more old
I think
movie
that's why I
kinda
couldn't cast him in that one is because I like him as an actor, and I
okay.
hate Don as a character.
I do as well, but I could you have to well, for me, it was like, who would Evelyn fall in love with? And I could see it would have to be somebody beautiful
Really pretty.
and yeah, yeah. Like I
That's
said,
fair.
he can spank me around a little bit.
I think that's probably why I thought Alexander Skarsgård is because we've already seen him hit people in Big Little Lies. So, like, I know he could
Oh,
do it.
maybe.
He could do it, and he could do it well,
Yeah.
with a little bit of a redemption arc in there. Not that Don deserves one, but I digress.
No, but at the same time, the fact that he must have obviously being sober, he has to go through the 12 steps, right? Which means that you have to apologize to everybody you've hurt. And I actually quite enjoyed the fact that Evelyn was like, "Oh, yes, I just accept apologies from people that beat the living shit out of
I
me."
know she did not
It's like,
mince words there.
"Sure.
Yeah,
That's
why
all over
not?
now, thanks." I totally got it, though. I totally got it. But I really liked that I felt like she was compassionate enough that she did the movie because she felt enough like, she'd let it go enough to do this, but at the same time, she wasn't
Yeah.
letting him off the hook so easy, and I actually quite liked that.
She
Okay.
did get him an award for that movie, even though
Yeah.
she got blacklisted a little bit
Yeah.
for that movie. So,
But she could have said no, and this was something you said about, how she broke her and Celia. I don't agree with that, okay? I think Celia overreacted. She was on set as an actor. Celia is an actor too. How would she feel if Evelyn walked away from her for doing pretend stuff on a movie set? You know what I
See,
mean?
see, see, I'm not saying that she was the reason they broke up. I'm just saying that that was the catalyst for the next breakup. Mm.
Yeah,
'Cause that's
yeah,
like that's breakup number 2. Ugh.
yes. And
And
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say is that at the end of the day, she's an actor, that is her job. The
yes,
director directed her and said, "This is what I would like to do." Now she could have said no. She could have. She could have gone and talked to Celia first, but Celia would have said no. This is
yeah.
her job, and I do not think it was Celia's place to tell her what she can and can't do at her job, and then to
Agreed.
walk away from her and not talk to her again for all those years. I was in team Evelyn's camp for that.
Yeah, I'm in her camp for that too. I'm team Evelyn for that. But what? I think the thing about this book is I don't like anybody
No,
on this read through. I know you and I have talked about it a lot over Messenger while we've been reading it. I don't like anybody. I think they all suck, and it's a tribute to Taylor Jenkins Reid writing style that I can say that all of the characters have invoked some kind of emotion where I hate everybody, except for maybe Monique. I don't have an issue with her. This whole thing just kind of fell into her lap, even if she was kind of a pussy about it. But the rest of the characters in Evelyn's story, I don't like anybody. I
it's
guess except for Harry, but he kind of sucks too.
it's funny because, you say that about Monique, and, I had moments where I'm just kind of like, "You were supposed to go in there and do a job for your magazine. You lied and kept them strung along instead of just
Yep.
saying, 'Hey, she called me here under false pretenses. What do you want me to do?'"
Yeah, that's fair.
So, she was a liar. Second of all, she was trying to keep her mum at a distance, and whatever was going on with, like, her and her husband, like, and then she
Yeah,
admits that, like, she didn't wanna leave, he wanted her to leave, and then they split up, and, him taking that end table and her even mentioning it, I'm like, "That's so
I
petty
laugh.
over a piece of fucking
It's so
furniture."
petty.
It was so petty. I think the whole point in the book was that every person is unlikable in some way, but you can
100%.
find something in common with each of them. I could even understand, like, Mick. Like, Mick had this, like,
He's so smarmy.
well, yeah, of course he is. He's a rock star. He can do whatever the
I
fuck he
know.
wants, you know what I mean? But he had a
I think
thing for Evelyn, and he was looking at her, and he's like, "I want you.
I'm
Like,
gonna
what am I
marry
gonna
you.
do to get you?" I'm like, "Wow, he really committed to that."
He did. He committed to the bit.
And I'm like, "That's confidence, man. Like,
It
I
is.
should be a little mixed sometimes."
He's kind of a fun character. He is a fun character in this book.
He really
And I
is.
think my opinion, I have to compartmentalize the character in the book to the character we will find out about 2 books from now
Yeah.
when we do Malibu Rising, which is his book. Ugh.
God, do you know what? It was really hard to not write things that I could remember from the other book about him, and I was just trying to keep it because we don't really see much of him at
We don't know
all.
much of it. Yeah, he's got like a 3 chapter bit.
Yeah, and
Ugh.
I'm
What
like,
do they
you know,
even call him? Gullible? Is he the gullible McReba in here?
yeah, I think it might have been something like that because he
Yeah, it
was,
is.
yeah.
Yeah. Gullible McReba. Ugh.
Do you know what? I really loved how she labeled each of the husbands with a name like that.
Do you think, while we're reading it, that that was like from the author's point of view, that's what she's calling them? Or do you read that like this is the book like Monique wrote and that's what she's titled each of the husbands?
Ooh. Ooh, you know what? I didn't even think about that.
Because at the end of the book, she in her blurb that she put out with Vivant, she said her the autobiography or whatever that she has called The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which is what this is called. I
Ooh,
think,
that's intriguing. Now you've said
yeah,
that, yeah.
yeah, like she goes up.
What?
The first one was whatever he was, Ernie Diaz. But I don't, I, I can't find it. You've got Goddamn, Don Adler, and uh, whatever. All of them they all have something.
Yeah, disappointing Rex or something.
Was it
That was
disappointing, Chris?
It was something like that. Someone was
No, it was
disappointed.
disappointing Max Gerard.
There you go. I knew it was one of them. I'm like, "Oh, brain, work, work." Yeah, I love that. But that's a I think
Brilliant, kind-hearted, and tortured Harry Cameron. Sorry, I'm flipping to as many as I can find right now without taking too much airspace. And then the last one was the agreeable Robert Jameson.
you know what? I really liked him as well. I felt like he was doing his sister a favor. I felt like this was the only way he was gonna have a family, and I think that where her and Harry, they had a friendship and getting married made sense to hide who they were with their relationships. I felt like
Yeah.
her and Robert grew into a partnership of mutual respect and understanding and family ties that weren't already there. They built
Hmm.
them as they went on, and I was like, "That's really cozy." You know what I
I
mean?
like
And you're
that. I did.
yeah. I really
I liked that marriage for them. Ugh.
Yeah. I think it worked for the both of them. He liked to, he didn't like to sleep with the same woman twice for or something. That's what his sister said. Like, he liked to be free
Yeah,
and
he's a
loose.
fuckboy.
But he really loved her daughter. And
Yeah, he
that
stepped up for Connor.
and that really, I don't know. There was one part in there where he did something for her, and I was like, "Oh, I'm like, I'm gonna tear up again." I had like little
Yeah.
tears rolling down my face. I'm like, "Oh,
It was when she got that job. She got a job. When no, it was when she went to go be a teacher. Oh, don't cry, honey. It was a
I love it."
teacher or a professor or whatever, and she never knew that he phoned and put in a good word for her. They didn't tell her
Yeah, because he
because
wanted her to yeah, because he wanted her to have the job, but he wanted her to feel like she did it for herself. And she
exactly.
did, obviously. You only can put in a word. You can't make somebody do something.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, I really him and Harry, like, I really loved Harry, but I felt like Harry and her already had a friendship. They already knew what they were getting into, and it was kind of it made sense at the time thing. And then she
yeah,
ended it to go and try and be with somebody else. And personally, I think she made a fucking huge error here. But again, I think that she thought that she had another chance at maybe having love.
maybe. I
'Cause otherwise, why
I
would you
think
walk away
Max
from
was
Harry?
really
It was
good for
great.
words.
It was
Yeah,
great. But
yeah.
at this
I think Max was really good with words too, though. To be like, leave me or leave him, be with me. Like, and she's like, we barely know each other. And said something like, we've known each other for decades. Like, no, you haven't. You've made a
no.
couple of movies.
So, okay. So, why do you think she went with him then if you didn't think it was about the chance of love?
Maybe it was a chance of love. That's what I mean. Like, he was very good with words. I think that it was crazy and impulsive, but I don't know. Maybe she got tired of living a lie a little bit.
Maybe.
Like
Or maybe
when
she
she
just wanted
married Harry, right? Like when they married Harry, they were like a foursome. It was her and Harry and Celia and John. So they kind of all were together. But then when Celia left again and like John Braverman died. Oh,
that was really sad.
yeah. So then it was just like the two of them. She, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she was just done with it.
You know what? But part of me wondered if she was trying to forget Celia as well. Like
Probably.
maybe she needed that break. Maybe like I don't know. It was a weird it felt unauthentic, I guess, because I couldn't understand why she'd done it.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't feel right. It really didn't feel fucking
Or like she got pressured into it a little bit too. Like Max was saying, like, you've had all these husbands, but you've never married me,
right. God. She's easy to manipulate. I could have taken millions from that lady.
right? She's easily manipulated, but she is a manipulator. Ugh.
That's an interesting dynamic. That's a really fucking interesting way of
It's
looking
like
at it.
having two different people in your head.
Yeah, that's interesting. And we missed a
I,
husband. We missed Rex, right?
we skipped right over him.
You know, I really didn't care for him.
Yeah, he was just he was literally a marriage to put money in seeds. That's it, because they didn't want their movie to take the Anna Karenina. Like, what better way to make people want to come and watch our love story is to have a love story,
That
a fake one.
unfolded whilst you were filming. that's what I mean. I think
Yeah.
it was a mutual thing for them, but it was
Oh, it
just so
absolutely was mutual for them. It
it
was
was
very
so
boring.
boring. But you know what I really enjoyed was the fact that when had he fell in love and they were having a baby, that she helped him make it so that he wouldn't lose his career for
That's true.
being
They helped each other in that way.
I know,
Like,
and you know
they
what?
were friends.
But that's what I mean. So, like, I know that you're like, "Oh, she's horrible," but I can see the glimmers of the nice person underneath, I guess.
Yeah, see, that's again, that's just really good writing.
It
Like,
is, it's
I don't like her as a character. She does have some redeeming qualities. I have never said she didn't. She's not irredeemable. I just don't like her.
yeah, you know what? She's not my favorite character in the whole Taylor Jenkins Reid universe. But this read through, 'cause the first time around, I was like, "What? A see you next Tuesday." I'm like, "Gee, I wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire." And this time around, I'm like, "You kinda went through some stuff too." Like, it
She
wasn't as
definitely
clear
did go
cut.
through some stuff.
It
I
wasn't as clear cut.
I think I've never liked her when I read her. I just really like the book. Like, it's a really good story,
I
you
think
know?
it's a really good look at Hollywood. I think it's a very realistic look at Hollywood. I really enjoyed the LGBTQ stuff as well. I wish there had been
A
more
little bit more.
about the dangers and the reason why they couldn't be public. I think that would have made it more digestible
That's
because
fair.
for me, if you are famous, she was already pushing the tabloids to say and do whatever the fuck she was telling them to, really, whatever story she was feeding. Everyone kind of knew Celia was a lesbian, yet she was still working. You know what I mean? Like, it was an open secret, like,
Yeah.
everyone knew. So I think I would have liked more of the dangers, and then they were like, "Well, Elton John's out." You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it felt kinda secondary, which is weird because the 2 main relationships in it are one.
Yes.
Know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
I was, it's I'm reading my notes right now, and one of the things I wrote was Mick Reaver, vapid twat.
What do I have for him?
That's all I wrote!
I wrote Nick is slimy as fuck, and I'm definitely colored from reading Malibu Rising. What else?
Oh,
Oh, and also that he's the one who gets Evelyn pregnant. Cecilia breaks up with her. That's the first time. And if you turn to page 188, she is spitting venom all over that page. And after that, she has no contact with Cecilia for 5 years.
yeah, that was okay. This is a really another good point. Or how did Celia not understand that to do this, that she was gonna have to sleep with
We've talked about this a lot. Cecilia, I think she just wanted to stick her head in the sand. She's an actress. She was a very good actress, as we read about. She is very good at playing naive. There is no way she didn't know that in order to make that Mick Riva story work, that they were going to have to sleep together. There's absolutely no way she didn't know that. She wanted, she just wanted to be able to say, I had no idea, you cheated, I'm out.
but she told her what she was going to do. Is that cheating when she knew
When she's
that
part of
she
the
was gonna have
plan.
to
No,
do this? I think it was the fact she got pregnant. I don't think it was the sleeping part. I think
that's
it's the
fair.
fact that there was a physical I don't know if she went and like, trigger
She took
warning,
care.
guys. I know she went and dealt with that, but I think that because she did get pregnant, I think that was the catalyst. Not that she did it, that there was physical proof of it. And again,
Yeah.
that made me go, Team Evelyn.
Yeah. No, I was Team Evelyn in that situation too. But as I think I've said a couple times, I don't like Celia either.
No,
I
I
think she
don't.
was very
But my
hypocritical. I
but
think
my
she
first
was a big old hypocrite.
but my first read through, I was like, "Oh, Celia, you don't get to be with the woman you love because her fame's more important." And this time round, I'm reading it and I'm like, "Don't feel that way this time. I feel like you're a brat.
Yep.
You wanna be out there, but you don't wanna give up your career either, because otherwise you would have just said, 'Fine, I'm gonna tell the world I'm a lesbian. Fuck it.' Because you would have just
Yeah.
gone on and said, 'I'm gay.
Yeah.
You. I don't
No,
need you
I
to keep it.'"
also think sorry.
No, go on.
I think the other part of it too was that she never liked that Evelyn was bisexual. I think that was one of the big things too, is because Celia, she she married John Braverman. She was his, they were each other's beard, just like with Harry. But like Evelyn can love a man, and she has, as we've like. I will agree, she loved John. She loved Harry. I think she loved the idea of Max, but I don't think she really loved him.
No.
But like she has the capacity to love a man, where Celia never had that. She loves women, and she uses men to stay in the public eye and not have it be, bad.
How
But the
does that
fact
make
that
it any worse than Evelyn? She's
I
no
don't think it
better.
does. I don't think it does. I don't think it does. But I think that was part of what Cecilia's issues are, is that like Evelyn can make it look real because, it could be real.
Oh, I see okay.
Does that make sense? Am I explaining that well?
Yeah, no, no, I think now you're kind of making me understand a little bit more about the whole Don Adler thing in the movie, is that because she had loved him before,
And they were
that
married and
and
they
they
had
were
slept
married and there
together,
was love, yeah. I still don't
right?
agree with it.
I
But
don't
okay,
agree with it
you
either.
you still give me a little bit of like, okay, I can understand maybe where the jealousy is coming from now.
Yeah. Because maybe like Cecilia, I don't agree with it. I'm firmly with you where like they were doing their job, they're filming a movie. They weren't doing what it looks like they're doing. They were filming. It's fake. But, they have done that before. They were married for 3 or 5 years or something.
Yeah, it was a while. I think it was 2 years, wasn't it? They were married for 2, they were together for 1 before that.
Uh, darn, I didn't write it down. Anyways, they were married for, it was definitely for a few years. And then so obviously they were doing it. So Cecilia, like, look, that's, if she watches it, that's what they've done before. But it's a movie. Like, they weren't doing it. So
It wasn't real, they weren't actually, like,
exactly.
doing
It's
it.
called acting. It's the job you all signed up to do.
I'm sure you've done things that you wouldn't normally do in your real life there, Celia, come on.
What?
So who did you fan cast for Celia?
I gotta flip my pages here. We
Yeah,
also
take
have
your
to
time.
talk about. I fan casted Sadie Sink or Hannah Dodd.
You know what, Sadie Sink, I thought about her as well, but I'm like, is she really old enough?
Well, that's okay because they got to cast them young, right?
True,
Because they
true.
they meet when they're in their early 20s.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I went with, Phoebe Dynevor, Daphne from
Oh,
Bridgerton.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I was
And
'cause I just
Hannah
saw the
Dodd was
trailer for
Francesca.
I watched the trailer for Bridgerton and I'm like, "Ooh." I'm like, "Daphne." I'm like, "She would be great for that."
Yeah.
Like, she'd be really good for that.
The
And I know
actress who plays Francesca would be good too, though. Hannah
what?
Hannah Dodd. Hannah Dodd, the one who's
Yeah.
playing Francesca. I think she would work too. She's got
Yeah,
that
I
girl
think
next door look to her.
yeah, I think she's too pretty. Hannah Dot
Isn't
she's
Cecilia supposed to be like really pretty though? Like girl next door, absolutely beautiful.
I always kind of pictured Evelyn as being more beautiful. I don't know.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, 'cause I actually there is I'm not like I don't lust after women or anything, but the one I picked for young Evelyn was Isa Gonzalez. Oh my god, is she sexy? Oh my
I put
god.
Ana Diarmas, or however you say her last name. She's
Yeah,
beautiful.
I saw her as well because I was trying to pick like women like Cuban, like Hispa
Yeah,
women that would still look like they could be white, like with
yeah.
that. And I know, and I looked at her and I'm like, oh yeah, she'd work as well. But I'm like, this chick was like, I was like, ooh, I was like, don't let Mike see that. But it was fun, really fun, like fan casting. Who did you pick for Rex?
Glenn Powell.
Oh my, I put him for John. No, I just watched him in something too. I just watched it and I was like, John, you're John. That's
No, he
like
gave me Rex vibes. He gave me Rex vibes. Just like
hilarious.
smarmy,
I put
but
Henry
pretty.
Cavill for Rex.
Okay.
I was trying to
I
pick people
I couldn't
that
come up with anybody for John or Max or Ernie, so
well,
those are blank for me.
I did Louis Garrett for Max, and that's only because I watch Emily in Paris, and so, like,
I've never seen it.
French actors. So I
Yeah.
kind of knew what I was looking for, and for Harry, I went with Jonathan Groff. Oh, fuck, he is sexy as fuck, man.
See, I also picked a Jonathan for Harry, but I picked Jonathan Bailey.
Ooh, yeah, he'd work.
He's
Oh, I
also
should have picked
queer in
Benedict
real
for
life.
somebody. I've been having oh my god, hang on. Is Mike around? I've been having dirty sex dreams about Benedict for the
Are you
last 2
pregnant?
nights. It's because we see Bridgerton adverts on the TV, and I'm like and I wake up and I'm like, "Fucking Benedict."
Who did you put for Robert?
Ooh, let's see. Chris Evans. Just
Matt
because I
Bomer.
did yeah, I love Matt Bomer. But I saw your list first, and I was trying to avoid anyone you'd already picked. And old Evelyn was really hard because, like, I ended up with Maria Conchetta.
Rita Moreno. I saw it online and I went, I'm like, that's
Yeah,
perfect.
she's
She's
they're
got the
the
look.
that I think that's who they're trying to pitch right now for the Netflix show, but I'm
Yeah.
starting to think they're not gonna do it because this started in 2022 and it's now 2026 and they still got nothing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna happen. But they have rights. Somebody else has them for Malibu Rising too. So we get to fan
Oh.
cast that one.
Yeah, we'll do that one.
Stay tuned in April, folks.
Fuck, man. That was so much fun fan casting, but I was really because the problem is the book doesn't really tell you how old everyone is either or how
It's
much
true.
time's really passed, and I'm like, "Fuck, I could be picking people that I'm way off base with."
We missed two though. Who did you fan cast for Mick?
Uh, Liam Hemsworth, because I thought it was funny because the 2 witches.
Oh man. I
And
said
I'm not
Austin Butler.
you know what? I saw your list, and that's who I was thinking of originally because, oh my god, he is
We're allowed to
fine, and
agree
him
on
singing
things.
what? Because he played Elvis, right, in the
Yeah.
movie? Yeah, I watched that movie 3 times in a row. That
I
man can
saw on online that people wanted Harry Styles too, and I thought that would work.
no, you know what? I'm not Harry Styles looks weird to me. His face is kinda weird. I don't know. And then for, Monique, I picked Logan Browning.
What's she done? What's she done?
Um, fuck, she was in, should have wrote that down.
I don't watch a lot of movies and stuff anymore, so fan casting
No,
was
I
hard.
don't either. I don't know if you've s she was in Bratz. I don't know if you've seen that.
No,
Yeah, that's I think that's why I picked her from because my girls were watching it.
fair enough. I
Yeah,
picked that
that's but she's like, Brotherly Love she was in, I don't know if you've seen that. Breaking the Edge. Like, she's been in stuff, but Bratz is I saw her and I was like, "Ooh,
okay.
who are you?"
I picked Nathalie Emmanuel. She was what M- Melisandre Missandei in Game of Thrones. Sorry, folks, if I'm getting that wrong. She was like she was
Melisandre?
with Khaleesi. No, not the Red
Oh,
Witch.
oh, yeah, 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 okay, yeah.
You know what I'm
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about?
she'd work.
I think she was in a couple of Fast and Furious movies too.
Yeah, she'd work, yeah. She's a
Yeah,
brilliant actor too,
yeah,
brilliant. I think that
gorgeous.
was all of them, right? Oh, no, Ernie. Did you pick anyone for Ernie?
No, I think they could just pull a nobody off the street because he's gonna have like
It's
four lines in the entire
well,
thing.
they probably could. But I picked the kid from, Cobra Kai.
I've
I
never
don't know if
seen
you've
it.
seen Cobra Kai, so Zolo Menduna. He's absolutely brilliant. He's a young Mexican actor, and I'm like, "That would work.
There you go.
Totally work." And it's funny because, he was, a grip, right? Isn't that what he was doing, a grip on the movie sets? He was a
Yeah,
gripper?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I sent a text message to my daughter, Caitlin, because that's what she does, right? And I'm like, "What does a gripper do?" And she was like, "They do the lighting." And I'm like, "If I'd have just kept reading, I would have got it would have told me." So I text her for no reason. But
I
yeah, I
love
was
it.
like, "That's so cool. So cool." Fuck, man. If you could do any job on a set, what would you do?
On a set?
On a movie set, yeah. If you could do any job other than being an actor, what would you do?
I don't know. Producing,
Yeah?
maybe.
That Caitlin told me that is the easiest job. on the lot that makes some of the best money. Because if it
There you
flops,
go.
it's your fault. That's what she said. She's like, "If a movie doesn't do well, it's not the director's fault, it's producer's fault for not
Catching it.
reining them in."
There
She
you go.
hates it because she has to do it on, in school, and she's like, "I hate being a producer." She said, "Because everything's your fault even if you didn't do any of it."
That's funny.
Hilarious.
Let me see
Let me
where
see
we
what
are
my
now.
no
I
yeah, I'm
am like
like,
looking at my notes. I'm like, where are we?
my fucking notes are all over the map now. I'm like, this is why I usually have them on the computer so I can just scroll and it looks like I'm just, oh, blah, blah, blah. No, no, I wrote notes. So I went old school.
Going back to Max for a minute, we were talking about how he sucks. I even have a note here that Max is so good with words.
You know what? He's like that sugary croissant you shouldn't fucking eat because you already had your calories for the
Yeah,
day and you just kind of want to lick it. But once you lick it, you have to eat the whole
you're
fucking
over
thing.
it.
And then you feel sick after. That's how
Yeah,
Max felt to me. Like,
that's fair.
you look so nice over there. And if I just have a little taste, I'll be okay. And then you realize you ate the whole fucking thing and now you feel sick. And now you're
Yeah,
stuck with the 5 pounds of water weight that you've now gained from eating the fucking buttery treat.
we still have to finish the rest of the book. We've got
Oh,
to
God, yeah.
like
Okay.
let's power through that
Yes, let's do
before
that.
we run out of time.
I told you my notes are like out of order now. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on
Okay.
now.
Um, Rex was boring. Whatever. He ends up with Joy Nathan. They have a baby. That's the catalyst for Evelyn and Harry to get married.
Yes.
They're together for over 15 years. He is her longest marriage. They have Connor. And at the same time, they're all doing their weird, awesome thing. That all falls apart. Fast forwarding now to Max Gerard. Because John Braverman is dead. He dies, and that's really sad.
That was horrible.
It was so sad. Poor Harry. And then Evelyn and Celia break up again. Celia leaves. And then, yeah, Harry supports the divorce so she can go and try and be happy with Max. Who sucks?
Yes. What a mistake.
Seriously though, I have notes here to when they when she like starts talking to Celia again and he's like reading all of her letters and he's like, I can't believe I married a dyke. Like, sir.
I don't know what he thought was going on. There was rumors for the longest time that there was
Yeah.
something. Like, you're telling me you didn't have a fucking clue here, bro? You were all about the Hollywood wife. You didn't care
Yeah,
about anything else.
he didn't want Evelyn as a wife. He wanted Evelyn the star on his
Yeah.
arm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To show off like a show pony.
exactly.
And I don't know how long I would have tolerated that either.
Right? And she's got a quote that I wrote down here on page 307 and was like, because he's saying how he loves her. And she goes, you didn't love me, not for one goddamn day. And yada, yada, yada. That's not love, that's possession. Like, you didn't love me, you just want to own me. Go ahead, tell the world. They're not going to believe you
And they didn't because
because
he looked
she,
pathetic. I
he
know.
did, but also because she goes and has that little fling with the congressman,
It's
which
funny. I
was
made it
Celia's idea.
exactly. So she was playing the same game. And it's funny because I made a post earlier. I'm like, do I look like Evelyn Hugo or like I want to be a senator's wife with the pearls?
I've
That's funny you said that.
got nothing to say. Yeah, and then yeah, so they break up, and she gets back together with Celia, and then Celia drops that gut-wrenching bomb, which made me so sad for both of them, for all their lost time that they had, these two obnoxious, insufferable people who should have just been together, and she's gonna die in the next like 10 years.
So, do you think that Celia did the right thing in meeting her, or do you think she should have just not? Like,
No, I think I like that she did. I like that she did. If she would have died from COPD and Evelyn would have heard about that, I, no, I think she did the right thing.
okay. Because I'm like, she came back into her life knowing that they had a shortened version of that. And I'm like, was that a selfish thing for her to do? Because now she's
Yes.
like, "Oh, I'm running out of time. I want you now." I don't
But
know,
didn't
it's kind of
Evelyn reach out first?
yeah, but she could have ignored it. If I knew I was dying and I didn't wanna put somebody through watching me die, I probably would have just ignored it.
Well, she goes near the end of my notes here, I got really good about taking quotes. I could talk about them later. She says, "I don't wanna let you love me if you don't think you can lose me again one last time." And that
Yeah,
line gave me chills when I read it. It gave me chills right now reading it out loud. So, like, she did put the ball in Evelyn's court. Like, if you don't think you can handle this, we can part ways now, but at least like
true. Yeah, okay, I guess I can understand that you're saying that giving her a choice probably was a smart thing, but at the same time, watching somebody die is not easy. I don't know if you've done it. It's not easy. Like, I don't know if I would have even have answered Evelyn.
then
At
there'd
the
be
same
less story.
yeah. I'm glad they got back together, though. I am. That was I think that it was ended the right way. It's just a real shame that it had to be so tragic. Like, everything that hits Evelyn is kind of tragic. I know she brings some of it on herself, but still.
Yeah. But okay. So we can fast forward to the rest of this. We talked about Robert and how he was like a really good influence on Connor. That's fantastic. Connor went off the rails, by the way, if you haven't read it. She's 14 and she gets caught having a threesome, like you. And then they all move to Spain, where she grows up and she gets better. The catalyst for her flying off the rails like that, right? And all going to Spain. What do you think about that bomb with Harry that gets dropped later on Monique?
I don't I don't think that that was for I don't know, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit. I don't think it was necessary to the story. I really don't. I don't think dropping that in Monique's lap and then killing yourself was the right thing to do at all.
Right? I don't, but I think honestly, because we keep circling back to how much I don't like Evelyn, and
Yeah.
I think that's one of the big things too. And when she gives Monique that letter or whatever, and she's like, "I was gonna give this to you one day. You have had decades now, at least 10 years, probably more. Monique was 7 when her dad died. You have had that long to give the letter. I don't think she was gonna do it. I
No,
really don't.
because I asked you about that. You said that if
If
she
Monique
hadn't
wouldn't have been a writer and if she wouldn't have written that article about the right to die, she never would have known the truth about her dad. She could have lived the rest of her life without knowing that her dad was in love with a man and that man, Harry Cameron, drove drunk and killed her dad. Like, I don't think the whole, that whole twist just felt very jumping the shark. Like, you
yeah.
could have just picked her to write the autobiography because of that article, right? Like, it didn't have to be, oh, by the way, my ex-husband killed your dad.
Yeah. But she could have also like, I understand that she was trying to let all the secrets out. She could have also have made it as though she was like, "Hey, I knew your dad, okay? Because they all what he worked on his movie sets, right?
Yeah,
It's like, "There's something I need you to know, okay? Your dad and my husband at some point had feelings for each other, but he decided that rather than acting on those feelings, he wanted to be with
yeah.
you and your mom."
I think she wanted
And
to be
she could have
adored
left
one more
some of the
time,
other crap out.
right? I think she wanted to be adored one more time. I think she also wanted somebody to like really know the real her, who wasn't her daughter, who has since passed
You know
away.
what? And I think that's really what it boils down to. That right what you just said right there. I think that she wanted to be authentically everything that she is, the good, the bad, the ugly, the horrifically bad, she needed to be told once.
Yeah, to one
Somebody had
person.
to know. And then she was leaving it up to Monique to decide what she let out.
Yeah,
And that's kind of gross, really, if you think about it, because now she's just passed the hot fucking potato to somebody else to make the decision.
yeah.
Do you want your dads out there like that to be gay? No? Then you better keep that part out the book.
But now she also has that secret
I
that
know.
she either has to tell her mom or she has to keep it to herself.
You know what? It's funny because she was talking to her mum, right, about like you and her dad. Like she was asking her questions, and it sounds as though they didn't have like this passionate love,
But they
but they
didn't.
had this beautiful friendship. And He was
Yeah.
sweet and
It was
kind
a
and
beautiful
attentive.
partnership.
Yeah,
They
without the
loved each other,
passion.
just not in a passionate way. Yeah.
But that's what I mean. So Harry could have been his passion, and she was his soulmate. And that's what we were talking about
Platonic
the other
soulmate.
day too, about the having the 2. There's always like, you
Yeah.
don't necessarily get everything from one person, that there may well be 2, because Harry was the platonic for Evelyn, so she shared that in common with this man, right?
Platonic,
They both
yeah.
had and
With the
I that
gang.
for me was kind of like, I'm like, "Are you trying to connect with somebody that loved like, your dad loved Harry, I loved Harry?" Like, I was trying to find more, I guess. I was looking for a more reasonable explanation as to why she felt like she needed to kick this woman in the face that she didn't even fucking know.
I think that's also just part of Evelyn. She does what she wants when she wants, for the most part. She doesn't really care about who she's hurting in the process. And I think she wanted to die. Hold on. Erase what I just said. I think she wanted to die with a clean conscience. And she didn't want to die, holding this. But I also stand by what I said before. She wanted to be adored one more time. She wanted to someone to know the real her. It just sucks that it had to be money.
Yeah, I don't know. I got the feeling that it was an unnecessary twist to the end. I don't think that it needed to be that. I really didn't. Like, I think it would have been enough to say, "Hey, there's something I know about your dad." Um,
Yes.
like, and I felt that this is the only time I could tell you because now I'm gonna pass away. Like, I waited so long. Like, I don't know. I felt like Taylor
But like,
Jenkins
why
Reid
did
just
you wait so long?
exactly.
Like you
But at the
had
same time, you know what? It's funny because I was talking to Mike about something the other day, and he was like, "Well, the longer that you wait to tell somebody something, the harder it gets." So I wondered if maybe that was it. And I'm like,
I honestly just wonder if she was ever actually going to do it. Like if she wouldn't have gotten her breast cancer diagnosis, would she have ever reached out to do the story? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. She could have been hit by a bus and all that time. How old was she when she died? She was 79, right?
79. Yeah,
Yeah.
79.
So she was an old fucker. So she could have just died in her sleep at some point. So I don't know. I think you're right there. I think that she probably wouldn't have told her. I just I don't know. Did dying make her suddenly decide to grow a pair? I don't know. I don't know. She's a very complex character. There is so much going on.
Hmm.
So much going on.
There is.
I'm so glad that we did this book first because there's so many things to unpack in this book. There's
Yeah,
so much going on. It's absolutely insane.
it's true. There's like
Insane.
10,000
So
little
what did you
subplots.
give it as a star rating?
4.5
Did you give it 4.5 the first time or the second time?
every time.
Yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting because the first time I gave it a 4 star. This time I gave it 4.5. I
Okay.
liked it better. But I deep dived it and talking to you, it's funny because, like, I think we talked about it a lot when I read it the first time with you, but not like this.
No,
And you
it's
were making me think
good.
differently, and I love
Yeah.
that. And you'd say something, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah." And I was reading
Oh
again, I
yeah,
was
look
like,
at that.
"Yeah." It was awesome. It was so brilliant.
That was good. It's a really solid read.
It was a brilliant read. Now, what did you think that her ending it the way that she did was to give us closure on Evelyn's life? Like, the bittersweet, like, she tried to make it right, or do you think that she was trying to make us angry?
Both.
Yeah.
I think it was an open-ended ending that way based on how you interpreted the story.
Yeah,
Like,
I felt ambiguous ending, that's what I wrote. That's
yeah,
exactly what I fucking wrote. I'm like, you can pick your fucking adventure here.
right? Like you're either really happy with how it ended or you're really not happy or, it was just an ending.
I was in the middle. Like, I
Yeah,
liked the fact that it felt like she was trying, but she just because it was her way of doing it, it just wasn't right. Like,
yeah,
I don't think she was trying to be malicious. I really think that she thought she was doing the right thing, but she's not. She's so fucking, like, in her own head that sometimes it's like kicking somebody thinking that you're helping them swim is not always the best way to go about things. You may think you're helping, but you ain't.
yeah, 100%.
Fuck
Like, I don't
me.
know. I don't agree. I don't. That last the last twist just that's why it's a 4.5 and not a 5 star, is because of
Really?
yeah, if that wouldn't have been in there, like, if Harry could have just been drunk and, he got in an accident himself because he was drunk. If there didn't have to be this it was because I'm in love with a man who's not gonna leave his wife for me.
I
Like,
know.
there was enough twists in this book without there needing to be that one more.
Yeah, I just think it was overkill. I really think that she could have just brought it down a little bit, and I think I would have been happier with that. I didn't need that. I really didn't.
Hard same.
But I love her writing. I like how she has set the structure, the way she wrote the story. I love the like Monique and her talking, and then she did the timeline in it went in order, so it's not like it was
Yep.
jumping all over the map. I
Yeah,
fucking
there's no
hate that.
flashbacks.
Yeah, it was a really well done book. I really enjoyed it this go round. Really enjoyed it.
I did too, for all of the complaining I did about it. I like it too. But she is one of my I will read everything you ever write until I die authors.
There was one book that you didn't like though, and we won't get
We're gonna
into right
I read it. I read it.
we're gonna be doing it too.
Yeah. Was it 3? That's number 4? 3 number 4?
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it would be, right? Like, I don't know. I've got them all stacked up there. They're not in order. They're just like sized right now.
Maybe I'll like it better when I read it again, but that was a hard book for me. I was bored.
Well, you could deep diving it might help, right? Like talking to me and pulling sections out
Yeah.
might actually make it might give
More
you a
enjoyable.
different yeah, a different way of like looking at it because I found that with books I didn't like that when I deep
Yeah.
dive them, I'm like, ah, this is actually different and better and cool.
We'll see. And not saying it was a bad book. I think I did even give it like 4.25 stars when I read it. I was bored. It took me so many tries to get through it. No offense to the author.
Is it was it because of what the subject matter was about?
Yeah, maybe. I don't follow tennis. I don't really care. I'm not a sporty person. Um, but I don't know. I don't know what it was about that one. We'll, we'll find out in April.
We hope that you have enjoyed our little deep dive on Evelyn Hugo and her 7 husbands. If you let us know in the comments which husband you liked the best and who you would fan cast, we will talk about it on the next episode. I'll say fairer than that. Now, Jason and I are planning on doing more episodes on our new podcast. But in the meantime, until we get our channel set up, you can find us on my channel, and that's Ladulterous. You can find me on my Instagram at Ladulterous4. You can find me on my TikTok at Ladulterous. You can find me on YouTube and Spotify at Ladulterous. JC, you also have an Instagram, right?
I do. Chase between the pages. There's
Jason
not a
between
lot
the
on there
pages.
yet, but there will be.
That there will be. And I'm going to set up our Spill the Book Facebook page, Instagram page, or like I'm gonna do all of that stuff over the next couple of weeks. But we're gonna come up with graphics and logos and stuff. I'm so fucking excited. This is gonna be the best thing ever. JC is the person that I like to talk to about books the most. So being able to share that with you guys as well, it's gonna be so much fun. We hope that you have the reading week that you deserve, and we will catch you next week. Take care, readers.
Bye, guys.